What's up, guys? D-Rock1992 here. For this next video and for my next movie review, I'm going to be reviewing a movie I saw a couple weeks ago. It's a movie my dad actually really likes. It's, I think, one of his top movies of all time. He really enjoys the movie, quotes it a lot. And for the longest time, he had been pointing me towards the movie. He'd be like, watch the movie, it's really good, and all that. Finally, one day, a couple weeks ago, he had it DVR'd on our DVR, and I decided I'd watch it. And so I will tell you a little bit about the movie, what I thought of it, main characters in the movie. And here we go. So, it is the Pink Panther Strikes Again. That's the title of the movie. And I guess it is considered one of the best, if not the best, Pink Panther movie of all time. Because with the Pink Panther, there have been 9 films, I believe. 2 recently with Steve Martin as the Pink Panther. I watched the first Pink Panther with Steve Martin, and I enjoyed the movie a lot. I really liked it. I thought Steve Martin made a great, for those of you who don't know, the lead character in the Pink Panther is Inspector Clouseau, a French police detective. And Steve Martin made a good Inspector Clouseau. But in this one, you have Peter Sellers, who voices Inspector Clouseau. And so I'm going to talk about what the movie's about. So, Inspector Clouseau is just made a premier, the guy, the boss. He is made the chief inspector. That's what it is. He's made the chief inspector, and let's see here. He's made chief inspector of the detective agency he's hired at, and he has to go after his former boss, Chief Inspector Charles Dreyfus, who went insane because Inspector Clouseau did a lot of things in the past that made him insane. Because Inspector Clouseau, if you're not familiar with the Pink Panther films and the Pink Panther lore, Inspector Clouseau is a very clumsy, very incompetent detective. And Charles Dreyfus finally lost it. It's like, must have been one day, he just completely lost it. And he's in an insane asylum. Well, Clouseau has to stop the Chief Inspector Dreyfus, who escapes from the asylum and is bent on destroying Clouseau and conquering the world as well. So Clouseau has to handle those two things, and that is basically what the movie is about, in a nutshell. The 2 major players in this movie are Peter Sellers as Jacques Clouseau and Herbert Lorne as Charles Dreyfus. This movie came out in 1976, and December 15th, 1976, so Christmas movie. And I gotta say, for characterization, the star of the movie is who you think it is. It's Inspector Clouseau. Peter Sellers does a masterful job portraying Clouseau as an incompetent nitwit of a police detective. I mean, the stuff he comes up with, the physical comedy, the slapstick comedy in this movie is amazing from Inspector Clouseau. And slapstick is one that, excuse me here, slapstick is a form of comedy that I just don't know if you really hear of it as much anymore. It used to be there back then, but yeah, I mean, the slapstick comedy in this movie is incredible. It really is. And it's hilarious. I mean, slapstick comedy joke after slapstick comedy joke. It's just, it's ongoing, and it really, this movie keeps going with it. Because of that, this movie is dumb. A very dumb movie. But it's dumb fun. It really is. It is such a good watch. It definitely is. Like I said, Peter Sellers is the main star of this film. I mean, he's the guy in this movie. He's just hilarious. But don't overlook Herbert Lorne as the villain, Charles Dreyfus. He was good in this movie. He was good playing that villain, playing the goofy villain, playing second fiddle to Clouseau. He was pretty good. Now, there's one thing that I wanted to see more of, and that was Burt Kwok plays. And again, if you're familiar with the Pink Panther lore, there's a personal bodyguard of Inspector Clouseau who is Kato. His name is Kato Fong. And he's in a lot of the Pink Panther movies, pretty much all of them, I think. Burt Kwok. He actually has been in a couple James Bond movies, but in short, very small roles. But he is known mostly, that guy's known mostly for Kato. And what I would have wanted to see is more of Kato in the movie. We only get a couple scenes with Kato in this film. But, I mean, whatever he is in, it's good. I mean, whatever the scenes that Kato is in, he's good. There's this Russian spy in the movie who's played by Leslie Ann Down is her name. She's good. I like her a lot I like her in the movie. She played her character good. A love interest of Inspector Clouseau. So overall, this movie is great. It really is. My only couple complaints are there is a spot in the movie, like towards the middle, that's kind of sort of slow. Not every moment's funny in the film. You know. And Kato, I wish he could have been in more of the film. I wish he could have been the sidekick, like going off and on adventures with Clouseau. But I mean, this movie ignored Kato a lot, and I didn't love that. But this movie's a great watch. It gets by on the physical comedy mastery of Inspector Clouseau, or played by Peter Sellers. I mean, Peter Sellers does an incredible job, and there are a lot of quotable lines in the film. I'm not going to spoil any of them. I would recommend it as an old-time comedy movie. As an older comedy film. I would absolutely recommend it. I give it myself a 4 out of 5 stars. It was a very funny film. Definitely one I'm going to watch again if it comes on cable again. That's for sure. So, that is it for the movie review on The Pink Panther Strikes Again. And I'll be striking again with another review in the near future, definitely. Haven't had a lot of time to do movie reviews. I haven't had a lot of time to watch movies because I've been really busy with college work and actual work as well. So soon I'll strike again with another comedy, or with another review. Maybe a comedy, maybe an action. Who knows? So that is it for this movie review. D-Rock 1992 out.